Imagine pulling in $144,000 in pure profit in a single 24-hour window. For a 20-something internet entrepreneur, that level of cash flow buys a very specific lifestyle. Houses, fame, and a matte blue Lamborghini parked on a luxury strip. It feels untouchable, like playing a video game with infinite money turned on. But that wealth didn't come from building a single cohesive company. It came from playing a relentless game of internet musical chairs. The revenue was patched together through a chaotic web of side hustles, jumping from dropshipping to a YouTube channel, then spinning that into affiliate marketing, and eventually launching a marketing agency. Look at how these revenue streams are structured. This isn't a diversified portfolio. Every single dollar extracted from these different avenues relies on the exact same asset, the founder's face and ability to perform on camera. If the recording stops, the cash flow stops. Monetizing your own attention creates a highly fragile structure. You can stack the wins higher and higher, generating massive short-term cash, but it is a tower made entirely of glass. The moment you step away from the screen, the entire thing shatters. That realization takes a heavy psychological toll. When you ask yourself if you're actually capable of building something that survives without your daily input, the doubt can be paralyzing. For this founder, getting an honest answer meant doing the unthinkable, walking away from the audience entirely and refusing to post another video. By severing the ties to a massive built-in audience, all guaranteed income evaporates. You are stepping out of a highly lucrative machine and into a total void, with zero momentum and no clear starting line for what comes next. Left alone in that quiet, a neglected side project started to demand attention. It was a Shopify app called Atlas, originally intended to be a convenient AI store builder. It was rough. The copy was terrible, the layouts were broken, and it was entirely a minimum viable product, never meant to be a main focus. Walking away from the guaranteed YouTube money was a required step. You cannot test if you know how to build a real, functioning business if you are constantly relying on internet fame to subsidize sales. So they listed this deeply imperfect version of Atlas on the Shopify App Store for a flat $14. There was no influencer push, no tweets, and no videos hyping it up to loyal followers. Then a strange thing happened. 4 or 5 complete strangers bought it on day 1, then more on day 2. Even in beta mode, the market showed a raw, organic desire for the tool. People wanted the problem solved so badly they were willing to pay for it without needing a creator to sell them on it. This chart visualizes the pivot that changed the app's trajectory. By shifting from a one-time fee to a software-as-a-service model, they stacked payments month over month, building predictable revenue. The numbers pushed past $20,000 in MRR. A real SaaS company was born. But that rapid early growth disguised deep, underlying cracks in the foundation. A novel idea can absolutely capture initial attention and generate early sales. But you cannot sustain long-term recurring revenue if the actual code and utility of the product remain mediocre. The internal mechanics began to fail. A breakdown in the partnership meant the founder had to make a brutal choice: walk away from the software entirely or buy out his co-founder. He went all in, wiring over $250,000 of his own savings to take full control. The market immediately tested that gamble. Almost right after the buyout, growth stalled and the app lost 25% of its monthly income. It was a harsh mathematical truth. Raw ambition cannot compensate for a tool that isn't pulling its weight. The only way out was to build something undeniably useful. The team abandoned external marketing and locked in on development. They built Atlas 2.0, focusing strictly on high-converting themes, seamless product pages, and flawless code that actually drove sales for the people using it. This counter tracks gross merchandise value, or GMT. It measures the total amount of money that users have made using the app's features. When Atlas 2.0 launched, that number exploded past $61 million, growing by tens of thousands of dollars every single day. When your software actively puts real money into your users' pockets, it achieves its own organic escape velocity. The growth engine completely detaches from the founder's personality and transfers directly into the utility of the product itself. To prove this architecture actually works, we have to look at what happens when you remove the founder completely. Taking a planned break, he left the country for a 3-month honeymoon across Europe, eating croissants in Paris and stepping completely away from the daily operations of the business. Notice the timeline. Without the founder actively managing the team or promoting the product, the automated system scaled on its own. Monthly recurring revenue more than doubled, jumping from $100,000 to over $250,000 while he was disconnected. That independent traction attracts serious industry attention. He eventually took a meeting with Ben Jabaway, an executive who previously sold his own Shopify app for over $100 million. Ben didn't know anything about the founder's YouTube history or his car collection. He looked strictly at the data, the retention rates, and the engineering, and validated the company purely on its technical merits. Real validation in the software sector doesn't care about your subscriber count. It respects scalable code, clean user data, and compounding revenue. The creator economy sells a very specific illusion, that freedom comes from making yourself the product. But the software economy operates on entirely different physics. An anonymous, value-driven software tool protects you from the very things that destroy creators. It doesn't suffer from human burnout, isn't punished by changing algorithm updates, and is insulated from public opinion. True entrepreneurial freedom is not finding new ways to monetize human attention. It is building a reliable system that delivers objective value to the market, completely independent of your face.